Hey everybody, this is a little explanatory video for essay number 1. I'm going to go over the prompt, take a look at a grading rubric I have for you and explain what you need to do well on this assignment. So first, let's take a look at the prompt here. Based on what you've learned about silent movies and swing music, answer the following prompt. Popular culture can offer important insight into cultural and societal change. Discuss 2 examples from both silent movies and swing music that analyze how popular culture reflected changes that were going on in American society and culture. I told you very early on in the class, and I've reminded you since, that this class is about America. We are looking at popular culture to help us understand change in America. All right? That's what Essay 2 is asking you to do. We've learned about silent movies. We've learned about swing music. What have we learned from these areas of popular culture that allowed us to learn about important changes that were going on in American society and culture? Pick what you want to talk about from the many things that we've learned and construct an essay around that, okay? To continue on with the description here, make sure you watch video essay 1 in the week 7 module as a starting point for this assignment. I'm recording that right now, so you are doing what you're supposed to be doing. Your responses will be 3 to 5 pages. That's about 750 to 1250 words. Average page should be about 250 words. 3 to 5 page essay. It should be 12-point font, double spaced with 1-inch margins. If you do those things, it should be around 250 pages, words per page. Okay. You have until before midnight Thursday, October 14th, to submit your essay. Submit your essay in either Word 2007, or PDF format. Use Word or PDF. That way there are no problems in submitting this document. I'll show you where you're going to submit it on the Canvas page later on. Late submissions will be downgraded 1 letter grade for every week past the deadline. Yes, you can turn in late work for essay 1. It's just going to be downgraded if you do so. We need deadlines for these sorts of things in life. It's not fair to your fellow students that turn their work in on time that you get extra time to work on your assignment. All your fellow classmates would have also liked extra time, but they got their work in on time. So yes, you can turn it in late, but there's going to be a bit of a penalty if you do. All right. Let's take a look at where you will be turning it in on your Canvas page. This is not visible yet. It'll be visible beginning of next week. You see where it says Essay 1 here. You will add your assignment. You will turn it in here. Okay. Let's take a look at the grading rubric in week 17, or I'm sorry, week 7. I have an essay rubric where I explain my grading process. There we go. And it covers grades through A, B, C, D. I don't even like to bring up F. F's just sort of a complete failure, so no sense lining that up. And I don't anticipate anybody in this class will be getting an F. And so there's 4 broad categories in which I'm going to be grading your paper on. Organization will be 15% of your paper. Style and clarity will be another 15%. Mastery of course material will be the largest, that's 50% of your grade, and analysis will be 20% of your grade. My expectations for each of these categories based on letter grade you can see here. So if you're looking to get into A in terms of organization, what am I looking for? Essay contains an introduction, main body, and conclusion. Introduction conveys the main argument and offers a preview of what the reader can expect in the essay. The conclusion brings everything together and neatly summarizes the paper's central ideas. That's what I'm looking for. So you can take a look at all of these in terms of my expectations. Now, I use this rubric for some other assignments also, and not everything perfectly fits with this rubric. This is not a research paper I'm asking you to write. This is a class assignment based on class material. I do not want, I repeat, do not want you to bring in outside material to help you answer this essay. The whole purpose of this essay is, what have you learned in my class with the material we are reading in class? You read a whole book on silent movies. You're probably still reading your second book, Louis Ehrenberg's Swinging the Dream. You're still in the process, but by the time you're really working on this, you will mostly be done, if not totally done, with that book. I don't need you to do extra outside stuff. You've done enough. Use those two books. I have lectures for you to watch. I have some supplementary videos also. Just use that material. Do not go outside. Some of you that think, well, I'm going to do extra. I'm going to do outside stuff. When students try to do that, almost always their grade is worse. You're not doing yourself a favor by doing that. If I wanted you to do that, I would tell you to do that. This assignment is, did you master the stuff we're dealing with in class? If you start bringing in outside stuff, then you're going to be light on the material we used in this class, and you're not doing what I want you to do. So I appreciate the impulse to want to do extra, but instead, really double down and focus on the material we read, the material I presented in lecture, the supplementary videos I might have had you watch. Really double down on those, focus on that material, and do a great job on that, and you'll do great on this essay. Okay, so this is not a research paper where you're bringing in outside material. All right. I also use this rubric for research papers when I assign them, not in your class, but in others. And so let's take a look to get an A in terms of analysis on here. I say the paper demonstrates sophisticated understanding and careful critical analysis of the topic and thesis argument. Compares and contrasts perspectives, considers counter-arguments or opposing positions, and draws original and thoughtful conclusions. That part in here where it says considers counter-arguments or opposing positions, I would expect you to do that if this was a research paper. This is not a research paper, as I just told you. So therefore, I don't expect you to use counter-arguments in this. You use counter-arguments when you're writing a research paper and you want to consider possible contrary opinions that might weaken your thesis. You don't have to do that with this. So there's a few things in this rubric that might not exactly apply to your essay, but it's a good guideline to give you a sense of what I am expecting in here. All right. Now, I don't need a particular style format for this essay. Students will ask sometime, does this need to be in MLA or something, some other style format that you've learned? I don't care about that. That's not important. This isn't a research paper. It's an in-class assignment, a very important class assignment, but nonetheless. So I don't need a bibliography. I don't need a works cited. If you quote materials from the books, you read 2 books, I would expect you to quote some information you learned from the books and help to make the arguments you're making in your paper. So I definitely expect to see some quotes from the book. All you need to do is use quotation marks for the thing you're quoting, and then After the sentence is done, just use parentheses, give me the author's last name. It will either be May for Larry May or Ehrenberg for Louis Ehrenberg, and then the page number where the quote comes from. That's all you need to do. Nothing fancier than that. Give me the quote, use quotation marks, parentheses, author's last name, and the page number where you're getting the quotes. I need to be able to see what page you're drawing your material from. Other than that, there's nothing. No works cited, no bibliography. I know what material you're using. You're using the books I told you to use from this class. And just use parentheses and quotation marks for the paper. I have office hours if you have questions about your paper. So come visit me in Zoom office hours, and I can help you with any guidance or anything else you need to know to make you feel comfortable. Please get started early on this project. This project is worth 45% of your grade in class. That's a massive chunk. So please spend your time doing a good job getting this material done. Please do not wait for the last minute to turn this assignment in. There's always potential problems. Something might come up in your life, an emergency, and you can't get it done on time. You might have connectivity issues. When you wait to the last minute, please don't wait to the last minute. Get it in early enough so if something comes up, if an emergency comes up, or your internet comes out or goes out, it's not a big deal. You can get it in later, and you can take care of it. So if you have any questions, come visit me office hours, shoot me an email. Bottom line with an assignment like this, think of this assignment in terms of showing me what you've learned in this class. You've read a couple books, you've watched a bunch of lectures, you've been thinking about this. Find a way to use this essay to demonstrate all the things you've learned in this class. And if you think in those terms, I'm going to be reading your essay, and I'm going to be reading about all these wonderful things that you've learned in this class, and I will be super happy. And I'll want to give you a good grade because this student has learned material. This student has been focused and paying attention, and I will be super happy, and you will get an excellent grade. All right, everybody. Let me know if you have any questions or any issues, and get working on this paper right away. All right, take care.